Last month, Cootie took the stand and pointed the finger at Diddy, claiming the disgraced mogul was behind a 2012 Molotov cocktail attack that torched his Porsche. According to Cootie, the firebombing went down shortly after he briefly dated Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex, and he just knew Diddy had a hand in it. He recounted confronting Diddy directly, only to get a flat denial. Years later, Cootie says Diddy pulled him aside at an event, offering a vague apology for all that bullshit, which Cootie took as a half-assed admission. But here's the kicker. Cootie admitted there's no hard evidence. No witnesses, no fingerprints, no smoking gun tying Diddy to the arson. Just his gut and that cryptic convo. This testimony painted Diddy as a vengeful mastermind, and the internet ate it up, with fans and skeptics alike spinning theories faster than a Bad Boy track. Now, Diddy's legal team is swinging back hard, filing a motion to strike Cutie's entire car bomb story from the record per documents obtained by TMZ. They're arguing it's all speculation, not fact, and shouldn't be anywhere near a courtroom. In their view, Cootie's "I just knew" vibe is nothing but an opinion, lacking any concrete proof like a confession or physical evidence. They're calling it legally irrelevant and unfairly prejudicial, saying it paints Diddy as a cartoon villain without a shred of receipts to back it up. The move is classic Diddy defense, shut down the narrative before it sticks. No ruling from the judge yet, but this clash is another high-stakes twist in a trial already bursting with wild accusations and shady cover-ups. Will Cootie's story get the boot, or will it fuel the case against Diddy? The courtroom's a pressure cooker, and we're all waiting to see what blows next. Jane Doe's civil lawsuit, filed on May 14th, 2025, just 2 days after the trial's opening statements, hits like a plot twist in a telenovela. She claims it all started in a swanky Manhattan high-rise elevator. She's chillin' with her girls when Diddy slides in, giving the full up and down stare like, "Y'all trying to hit a party tonight?" Smooth talking as ever, he convinces them to swap numbers. And before she knows it, Jane's vibing with him, getting invites to exclusive VIP sections at his events. Diddy's laying on the charm thick, dropping compliments like, "Girl, you stay manicured, nails and toes on point." It's flattering at first, but the vibe shifts quick. One night, she's riding in a black SUV surrounded by a small army of bodyguards, more security than passengers, which feels off. Diddy leans in, trying to kiss her. She pulls back, not feeling it, but he doubles down with the niceness, making her question if she's reading it wrong. Classic gaslighting, right? She keeps hanging out, caught in his orbit, until this one party changes everything. Jane and her friends start feeling weird. Legs turn into jelly, arms heavy, like they're moving in slow-mo. They're whispering to each other, "Yo, something's wrong, you feel this?" Suspecting they've been slipped something, they beg Diddy to take them home. Instead, he's like, "Gotta swing by my Upper East Side spot real quick." Once there, he grabs Jane's hand, pulling her out the car with a, "Come with me." She's dragged into his apartment, and the door locks behind her. Diddy allegedly flips, grabbing her neck, screaming, "I'm gonna suck the life out of you." The lawsuit claims he assaults her, exposing his private parts, which she describes as the size of a Tootsie Roll, 1 to 1.5 inches long, half an inch wide. For emphasis, Jane slaps a picture of a Tootsie Roll in the filing, calling it an itty-bitty Diddy. I'm floored. This detail's got X in a frenzy, with memes flying left and right, but it's divisive as hell. Some see it as hilarious shade, others as a tacky move that could tank the case's cred in a serious assault claim. The lawsuit hasn't been vetted by the court yet, so it's anyone's guess. Legit, exaggerated, or straight up cap. Either way, it's the kind of bold that makes you double take. Bad Boy records artist from 2004 to 2011 with Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money steps onto the stand looking like she just walked off a GQ cover, rocking a pinstripe three-piece suit so tailored it's like it was sewn onto her. Her face is stone cold, eyes locked forward, carrying the weight of a war she didn't sign up for but showed up to fight. When asked to ID Diddy, she points at him with an arm so steady, it's like she's calling him out in a street brawl. Diddy throws up his hands, smirking, "You got me," but the room's too tense for laughs. Dawn dives into the infamous egg incident at Diddy's sprawling LA mansion. She's in the basement studio, recording with Diddy and Keena Harper for Diddy Dirty Money. It's late, and Cassie's upstairs in the kitchen, frying eggs for a midnight breakfast. Dawn and Keena head up, catching Cassie at the stove, spatula in hand. Out of nowhere, Diddy storms down the stairs, unhinged, yelling, "Where the bleep are my eggs?" He's losing it, ranting that Cassie can't do nothing right, and grabs a black skillet, swinging it at her head like he's trying to knock her out. Cassie ducks, dropping to the floor in a fetal position, but Diddy doesn't stop. He's punching, kicking, then grabs her hair, dragging her up the stairs. Dawn hears glass shattering and Cassie screaming, but she's frozen, terrified she'll catch the same heat if she steps in. The next day, Diddy calls Dawn and Keena back to the studio, locks the door, and lays it out. "What you saw? That's passion. Lovers stuff. Cassie's fine. But where I'm from, people go missing if they talk." Then, like it's nothing, he hands them flowers, as if that erases the threat. Dawn's shook, saying, "He meant we could die." Dawn didn't just see one incident. She witnessed Diddy brutalizing Cassie on the regular. She describes him punching, choking, slapping, and dragging Cassie for the smallest things like speaking up or having an opinion. Cassie'd cover her bruises with makeup, throw on shades, trying to hide the damage. One time in NYC, Diddy decked Cassie in the face right before a Central Park performance, leaving her to perform with a swollen eye she tried masking with makeup. Another time, in a Mercedes Sprinter van, Cassie called him out for hitting her in front of his boys, and he smacked her across the mouth, telling her to shut the bleep up. Dawn also heard Harve Pierre, Bad Boy's president, warn, "It gets dark and lonely if you don't listen." A chilling reminder to stay in line. Dawn admits she played nice with Diddy, acting sweet to avoid his wrath, but it ate her up inside. She felt trapped, knowing interfering could cost her career, or worse. Her testimony's raw, and you can hear the guilt in her voice for not doing more to help Cassie, like it's a wound that never healed. Diddy's lawyer, Nicole Westmoreland, steps up for the cross-examination, and she's a straight-up force. Her voice is smooth like velvet, but her vibe's like a southern professor who'd fail you for breathing wrong. She's leaning on the podium, barely glancing at her notes, got Dawn saying, "Yes, ma'am," like she's back in school. Westmoreland rebrands the brawl as the egg incident, making it sound like a kitchen mishap instead of a beatdown, and grills Dawn on inconsistencies. Dawn told federal prosecutors Diddy hit Cassie with the skillet, then said he threw eggs and set it down, then claimed he only tried to hit her. Westmoreland's got receipts, 8 interviews where Dawn's story shifts, and she didn't mention the people go missing threat until May 10th, 2025, a week before testifying. "You forgot a death threat," Westmoreland snaps, eyebrow practically raised to the ceiling. Dawn's floundering, mumbling, "I told my story as I remember it, but it lands like a flat note in a sold-out show." Westmoreland paints Dawn's lawsuit, filed hot on the heels of Cassie's, as a money grab and presses why Dawn reached out to Diddy after leaving Bad Boy in 2011 if she was so scared. Dawn says it was for Keena Harper or industry connections, but the jurors ain't taking notes. They're locked on Westmoreland, who's running the room like a maestro. Diddy's smiling like he just won a Grammy. Dawn's lawyer later says she felt like her words got twisted, like she was set up to fail. Hella funny. Westmoreland's egg incident spin is slicker than a Bad Boy beat, turning a violent clash into a kitchen blooper. Hella controversial. The Tootsie Roll jab in Jane's lawsuit is splitting folks. Some cackle at the shade, others say it's a cheap shot that could sink her case's cred. Carrie Morgan, Cassie's best friend from 2001 to 2018, takes the stand with a vibe that screams, "I'd rather be anywhere else." She flew in from LA with a friend for moral support, but her whole demeanor's like, "Let's get this over with." Diddy's eyes follow her to the stand, maybe because Cassie once texted that he thought Carrie was better for him. Creepy as hell. Carrie and Cassie met at a photo shoot, slinging Target back-to-school ads. Cassie was a confident model, pulling in $1 million a year before her music days. But when Diddy entered the picture, Cassie's light faded. She started slouching, losing her spark, and leaning into drinks and drugs with his crew. Carrie witnessed Diddy brutalizing Cassie on repeat, kicking, pushing, pulling her hair, One night, they had to hide on a neighbor's concrete stairs for 30 minutes, lying flat while Diddy's goons drove around hunting them. On a vacation, Diddy dragged Cassie by her hair down a hallway, slammed her into a brick wall, knocking her out cold. Carrie grabbed a golf cart, found Cassie hiding in the woods, and they crouched in a ditch for hours, dodging Diddy and his boys. After the Intercontinental Hotel incident, Cassie came home with a black eye, and Diddy showed up banging on the door with a hammer, trying to bust it down. Carrie was losing it, but Cassie was numb, sitting on the couch like, "Kill me, I don't care." The cops rolled up, but Cassie wouldn't give her ID or talk, so they left. The friendship imploded in 2018. Diddy barged into Cassie's Hollywood Hills home, choked Carrie, and hurled a wooden hanger at her head, thinking Cassie was cheating. Carrie, concussed and vomiting, hit urgent care. Later, Cassie met her at a West Hollywood pizza joint, offering $30,000 and an NDA to not sue, saying Carrie was milking it and overreacting. Carrie, feeling betrayed, signed the NDA, took the cash, and cut ties. But the sting lingers. She still remembers Cassie's birthday, a bittersweet scar. Cross-examination. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, slides in like a teddy bear dad, ditching the mic for that "I'm just a regular guy" charm. He cracks. "You came to New York for the great weather, huh?" And the jurors are eating it up, laughing at the jab about the city's trash weather. Carrie loosens up, spilling more than she did in her direct, even admitting Cassie might have cheated. Agniflo name drops Lil Wayne, whoops, wrong call, then French Montana and Fabulous trying to show Diddy boosted Cassie's career with big collabs. He gets a poem Carrie sent Diddy admitted into evidence saying, "Ain't nobody taking a poem as gospel truth." The jurors chuckle. He roasts the pizza joint NDA deal. No lawyers. That's why it went down like that. And the whole room's giggling, from press to public. Hella funny. Agnifilo's line, "The court reporter'll hit me if you don't speak into the mic," lands like a comedy special, disarming Carrie and the jury. Hella controversial. The hammer door attack and hanger assault are unhinged, showing Diddy's control freak side, but Agnifilo's spin paints Cassie as part of a toxic two-way street, muddling the narrative. Jane Doe's Tootsie Roll shade, Dawn's Skillet saga, and Carrie's hanger heartbreak lay bare a world of control, violence, and betrayal around Diddy. Jane's lawsuit is a lightning rod. X loves the memes, but some cry foul, saying it cheapens her assault claim. Dawn's reliving trauma, haunted by not doing more for Cassie, her voice cracking with guilt. Carrie's mourning a 17-year friendship, ended by a cold pizza deal and a concussion. Diddy's legal team, Westmoreland's surgical strikes, Agnifilo's charm offensive, cuts through witnesses like a hot knife, twisting stories to sow doubt. The courtroom's a battleground, flip-flopping from skillet brawls to hanger attacks, with laughs from Agnifilo's zingers and gasps at Diddy's alleged brutality. Stay tuned for Kid Cudie's car bomb drama, drugged eye drops, and more tea that's hotter than a summer block party. Sub to Stranger Crime for more fire. New drops daily. Smash that like, share this, and keep it 100. Stay safe, stay woke. Catch you next time.